Hello, my name is Diana Hicks, and today we're going to talk about the gas pump experience. So, as we all know, when you get a first car, either brand new or hand-me-down, you have to know how to drive it, where all the different gears and functions are, and you also have to know how to pump gas into it. Shocking, I know. Now, think to yourself, how many of you were so excited to get that very first car of your own that you weren't even paying attention to when your parents were explaining to you how to pump gas into it? Well, I myself remember my first experience with a gas pump and all the fun little annoyances that came with it. I hope through this speech to inform you of all the chaotic situations that can happen at the gas pump, and I also hope to inform you on ways to avoid them. So, your parents buy you that brand new BMW that you always wanted, or you get the hand-me-down van that you knew was coming. Either way, you're so excited to have a very first car of your own, and you finally get to become that mature adult that you always wanted to be. And so, you get into the car and you get situated. You're not even listening to whatever your parents are rambling about. And you pull out your phone and start posting pictures of yourself on Instagram and Twitter. And then you think, it's not enough for people to know online that I'm driving. They need to see it in person. So you decide to drive all around the neighborhood in front of your friends' houses, showing off your new ride. So, you start your car up, and you get going. Driving along, da-da-da, not really paying attention to much. And then you notice something. Your gas tank is really low. But you think, that's okay, that's fine. I'll just pull up to that little gas station up the street. So you pull into the dingy little gas station, and you realize there's a really long wait. Well, that's okay. You'll just get in line and wait your turn, being the naive driver you are. So you're sitting back relaxed, 'cause it's taken a while. You turn up the music real loud, bump into the latest Jay-Z song when you notice someone tapping on your window, asking for money. Being the teen you are, you don't yourself have money to spare, much less give to someone else. And also being the responsible student you are, you decide to remember what your parents said about talking to strangers, so you ignore them. And finally, it's your turn to pull up to the tank. So, you get out of the car, and you notice something. You hit your head in frustration, because you realize the gas tank isn't on this side. You're at the wrong pump. So, you get back into the car, start up, and you have to wait even longer to get to the other side. So you're waiting and waiting, you're stuck behind some woman talking about her kid's soccer practice on the phone. You know, one of those moms. When finally she leaves, and you pull up because it's your turn. So, you get out of the car, you check and make sure, and yep, it's on the right side. And then, you realize you need to go into the gas station and give the clerk the money. So you do as such, and you're waiting in line, wallet in hand, still pretty excited about your new car. You look in your wallet as you're the next person in line and realize you only have $15 in your wallet. $15 isn't going to help much. But $15 was also supposed to buy you lunch. Decisions. Finally you decide you'll just give up the $15. So you leave the station with an empty wallet, go back to the gas pump, and realize obviously only the most expensive option is available, of course. And you think to yourself, whatever. So you pull out the nozzle, and then you're like, well, where am I supposed to put it? And then you spend about 10 minutes trying to figure out how to unlock and open the doggone gas tank, leaving a long line of frustrated people behind you. When finally you figure it out, you pull out the nozzle, put it into your car, wait till it makes that loud clicking noise that you do remember your parents talking about. Take it out without shaking it properly, leading a lifeline of fuel across your brand new shoes. Ugh. And you put it back in, and then you finally get back into your car, start up, when all these lights start to go off and people are still honking behind you, and you're like, whatever, I'll ignore it for now. Start your car, get ready to drive away, and all of a sudden, everyone's trying to flag you down. What's going on? You get out of the car to figure about all the chaos and realize you didn't close the gas tank. Oh man, that would have been bad. You close it properly, make sure it's closed. Still a long line of frustrated honkers behind you. And you sit in your car, frustrated, embarrassed, annoyed, and you decide to yourself, this isn't worth it. I'm just going to go home. So, yeah, it can get pretty chaotic and annoying when having your first gas pump experience. But now that we've talked about all the possibilities that can happen, now let's try and talk about ways that you can avoid that whole series of unfortunate events. Some tips on learning on how to avoid that chaotic scene that I just explained earlier, especially for new drivers, is 1, listen to your parents when they're explaining to you how to pump gas. And 2, before you drive anywhere, make sure that your gas tank is either full or at least has enough to get you where you're going. And if you do have to fill it up, make sure you have the money to do so. 3rd, know which side your gas tank is on, because that can be really frustrating, pulling up to the wrong side. And finally, when you're a new driver, you want to use much bigger gas stations with more space, so that you, 1, don't have to wait in such a long line, and you can avoid any accidents, as well as any creepers. Well, as long as you pay attention to what you're doing, and pay attention to your car and the gas, it should be fairly easy to avoid all of that chaotic scene. It is extremely common for drivers, old and new, to make all types of different mistakes. But as long as you take care of your car, take care of the gas, and also pay attention, you can avoid any chaotic scenes. Now, I hope this speech not only entertained, but informed you of all the bad things that can go wrong when having your very first gas pump experience. And I also hope to inform you on ways to avoid it.